What does Andrew Carnegie, one of the most richest and powerful men to have ever lived, have in common with meditating? Well, if you don't know who Andrew Carnegie is, as I said previously, he's one of the richest men, most powerful men to have ever lived. He rose to success in the late 19th century through steel production and manufacturing. Now, back in these days, to amass such large sums of wealth, it took a long time. They didn't have Snapchat, they didn't have Facebook, they didn't have Google. If you were to amass a large sum of wealth, we were talking tens, hundreds of millions of dollars, this took decades upon decades, lifetimes, if not generations. So the amount of wealth that Andrew Carnegie amassed, and in the time frame that he did it, was remarkable by any standard. So he amassed hundreds of millions of dollars, and he did it so quickly that it started raising a few eyebrows in the American government, as I'm sure you can imagine. They were thinking, fuck, what's this going on to? Is he selling some fucking coup de rack? Like, what's going on here? So naturally, there was a Senate inquiry, thingy that was brought upon Mr. Carnegie. And, they had all their questions and all this and all that. And everything seemed to check out. He wasn't up to any dodgy shit. He wasn't selling bags on the side. And they asked him and they said, Mr. Carnegie, how on earth have you managed to raise such a large amount of wealth in such a short amount of time? Tell us, how did you do it? And he looked at them and he said, you see, I can stay focused on any one thing for 5 minutes at a time. 5 minutes. Completely focused on one thing for 5 minutes. Now you might be sitting in your comfy little bed thinking, that's not that hectic, I could probably do that. No. Good luck. Good try, Irene. Good try, but no. So they ran a few experiments actually to test this. 5 minutes, that doesn't sound crazy. And not one of the senators or anything could keep their focus on one thing for more than a few seconds. And I'm sure you watching this wouldn't be able to either. 5 minutes. Dead, single-pointed. 5 minutes. So, which brings me to the ultimate question, drum roll. What does Andrew Carnegie have to do with meditating? Well, you see, it's just that. It's just that very thing that we're trying to achieve through meditation. You see, essentially, meditation, any form of meditation, meditation is like the term physical exercise. There's exercise, but then there's millions of types of different exercises. Same with meditation. There's meditation and millions of different types of meditation. Anyways, meditation is a way of developing a single pointed focus. So you say you're meditating and you're keeping your focus on the breath. You are just trying to create a laser single pointed focus on one thing, your breath. And you'll do this. I've been meditating, deeply for about nearly 2 years now. Before that, I was on and off for about 3 years. So all up, maybe 5 years experience. And even I'd say the longest I've ever kept my focus, maybe 30 seconds. 30 seconds of just single pointed. Maybe 45 if I like to give conservative estimates if I'm being honest. So we'll just go, I think 30 seconds. Even that could be at a stretch, but 30 seconds is the most that I've managed in my short yet illustrious meditating career. 30 seconds. And let me tell you, motherfucker, I meditate a lot. like of late, it's been 2.5+ hours a day, and that's been pretty consistent for, like I said, nearly the past 2 years. And that's all I've been able to muster. Not even 30 seconds, 5 minutes, 30 into 1 minute, 2 times. Not even 1/10 of the time that Mr. Carnegie has been purported to. Not even 1/10 of the time Mr. Carnegie has been purported to keep his focus on one thing. So, by that logic, I should have 1/10 the wealth of Mr. Carnegie. But anyhow, that's to come. That's to come. So there you have it. What does Andrew Carnegie and meditating have in common? Well, single-pointed, laser-like focus. So if you want to amass hundreds of millions of dollars in a short amount of time, I suggest you start meditating. Thank you for watching.